Hi! Welcome to the second video of problem solving. Today we will talk about the most common behaviors that individuals take towards problems. The orientation towards problems is a motivational process that implies the intervention of the background and specific characteristics of an individual. Despite these initial statements, a general process framework can be established and followed when we are before a complex problem. The possible problems that may appear when a caregiver is before a difficult situation and has to make a decision are the following: being unable to recognize the problems, perceive them as a threat, the lack of abilities to solve the problem, feeling of frustration or discomfort before a decision that needs to be taken, etc. These factors can condition the decision-making and make a caregiver feel uncomfortable, overwhelmed, and incapable of dealing with a difficult situation. The components of the orientation towards problems are the following: perception of the problem. It is necessary to recognize the problems when they appear. Self-attribution of the problem. Negative thoughts and feelings, as "there is something wrong about me," are common. There is also the opposite side, where an individual finds normal to live constantly surrounded by problematic happenings. Personal control involves the perception of a problem as capable of being solved and controlled by own means. And finally, the engagement about time and effort is the willingness of the person to spend time in solving the situation. The most common approaches before difficult situations are the following. The first one is a positive orientation towards problems. This consists of a positive and constructive behavior that goes through different phases. The vision of a problem is as a challenge instead of a threat. The individual perceives himself as capable of solving difficult situations. Then, the negative orientation towards problems. This approach relies on a counterproductive attitude towards the situations as a general tendency. The problems are perceived as impossible to be solved, and the individual feels frustration when problems arise. The rational resolution of problems consists of applying a process where a problem arises to solve it efficiently. Usually, the methodology follows the following structure: first, the definition and development of the problem, then the brainstorming, the decision-making, and finally the execution of the solution and verification of the results. The problems are taken as challenges. In the impulsivity towards problems, the individual considers a few alternatives and puts in practice the first idea that comes to his mind. This is inefficient because the person does not consider all the alternatives carefully. And finally, in the avoidance of problems, the individual awaits that others solve the problem or that they are just solved by themselves. Despite the process that you use in your daily problem resolution, there is always room for improvement. The problem solving is a learning journey that should be followed with enthusiasm and patience. In the following sections of this second model about problem solving, we will develop the rational and positive approaches with more detail. Through this learning process, the caregivers will be better skilled to face problems that may arise in their daily activities.